Hello, my name is Evan Hammond, and I'll be doing my Econ 155 presentation on scholarships. So, what is a scholarship? Dictionary.com defines a scholarship as a learning, knowledge acquired by study, the academic attainments of a scholar. Also, a sum of money or other aid granted to a student because of merit, need, athletic, or other base to pursue his or her studies. So there are a lot of different types of scholarships. Mostly general scholarships are the most applied for, but for this presentation, I'll be looking at three types of scholarships, which are merit-based scholarships, need-based scholarships, and athletic scholarships. So I'll first look at merit-based scholarships. Merit-based scholarships are awarded by academic qualification. Those who have met good grades and meet the requirements for those scholarships are awarded the money for it. They don't only look at academics though, they look at SAT scores, other test scores, and also extracurricular involvement. For example, honor clubs and esteemed organizations. Also, these scholarships are awarded by universities and colleges for the most part. And one example of a merit-based scholarship is the University of Maryland Banneker Key Scholarship. This scholarship is the most prestigious scholarship offered at the University of Maryland, and it allows a student to get a full ride to the University of Maryland. So next, I would like to talk about need-based scholarships. Need-based scholarships focus primarily on who needs the scholarships. Basically, if you cannot afford college on your own, um, you apply for need-based scholarships. Most of the time, they're given to families who have low income, and middle income families usually get average need-based financial aid, and these scholarships can be applied for through the FAFSA, free application for federal student aid. And the FAFSA makes the universities that you're applying for aware of how much financial need-based financial aid that you need to afford the college tuition. Also, these need-based scholarships are awarded by universities, organizations, businesses, and they can be awarded in the form of private endowments. These need-based scholarships can come in the form of grants, and grants are non-repayable funds dispersed by one party, which are grant makers, and these parties are often government department, corporations, foundation of or trust, and they're given to the recipient, which is the student, so that they can pursue higher education. As you can see here with this chart for need-based scholarships, uh, there's a correlation between families' income and financial aid received. A low income could mean a full ride for the student, while a middle class income could mean just average aid. And lastly, a high class salary or family income could mean little to no aid. So they would not get that much help to pay for college. So next I'll be talking about athletic scholarships. In short, athletic scholarships are awarded to those who show exceptional skill in their sport. Normally, these people are recruited to certain schools that they then decide whether they want to play for or not, and these scholarships can come with a full ride, so they can also pursue higher education while playing in that sport in college. Um, these athletic scholarships are awarded mainly by universities, and they allow possibly low income students to pursue a college sport of their interest while at the same time receiving free higher education. So, I just went over the different types of scholarships, and now I'll be going over what the pros and cons of scholarships are. So, I'll start with the pros of scholarships. Well, in the case of need-based scholarships, they make college more affordable for students who can't afford it, and this is one way colleges influence college affordability. And with merit-based scholarships, they reward the students who have worked hard and have done well in their previous education with the compensation they deserve. And with athletic scholarships, it gives athletes the chance to pursue their sport of choice in college while at the same time receiving higher education. So, overall, all those scholarships help relieve some of the financial pressure put on students and their families. So, I just went over the pros of scholarships. Let's go over the cons and how they affect other students or others. Well, with need based scholarships, people can take advantage of loopholes. They can use their parents that may have a smaller salary to receive more financial aid, even though they can afford college more than another person who used who used the right parents to get their financial aid. Also, there's a limited supply of scholarships awarded, so even if you may meet the requirements, you may not get enough money or financial aid or as much as you might have wanted to or deserve. And lastly, because of these loopholes, the people who are exploiting these loopholes take away money that could be potentially used for poorer students who need as much aid as they can receive. Uh, to continue, on page 153 of Why Does College Cost So Much, they present three different cons. One is offering institutional grants raises list price tuition. Two is sweetening those grants pushes up list price tuition even more. And the average tuition level is the same regardless of how much tuition is discounted for some students. So, scholarships, in fact, do relate to college affordability and what we're learning in Econ 155. The scholarships are very helpful to students and make college more affordable. They also account for the inflation of college prices and allow the families to keep up with these prices. A quote from Why Does College Cost So Much on page 155. The author writes, "Need-based financial aid helps Duke enroll the best and the brightest." This means that the need-based scholarships affect college affordability by giving people who are in fact exceptional and intelligent, but unfortunately cannot afford college the chance to. And in this case, Duke uses these need-based scholarships to recruit bright students who otherwise would not be able to afford the tuition to afford the education there. So to summarize, I went over the what scholarship is. I went over the three types of scholarships in this presentation, which are need-based, merit-based, and athletic scholarships. And I looked at the pros and cons of scholarships. And I like to summarize with these final words. Overall, universities and other sources can provide scholarships to students to make college more affordable. There's almost any scholarship that you can think of for anything. And lastly, the many pros and cons to offering scholarships, but we cannot overlook the fact that scholarship does in fact help students to afford college, and that's really the most important thing. And lastly, these are my references for this presentation.